Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 4th of July 2007, and I want to start this video with an apology that this video is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, simply because I'm recording this on the Saturday, and I've promised my wife that we're actually going to go out and enjoy some of our early spring sunshine. So I don't really have enough time to do a full-length video. Hopefully we'll try and get as close to it as possible. Now, before we get started, I'd like to say a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I want to start with kind of talk about a correction that somebody quite rightly pointed out, that in the last video, I was talking a lot about the way I do the water supply systems, and I think I implied that I would be dumping the sewage directly into the water here, because I omitted talking about water treatment plants, and someone was quite right to pull me up about that yes, with a fully mature economy like this, you're going to need to feed the water into water treatment plants, both for domestic and industrial. But of course, that means that you're going to consume a lot of chemicals, which is going to be a potential issue. I think it's quite important, though, that with this series, because I want to test various mechanics, I will be dumping some sewage directly into the water, not because that's the way I intend to do it. What I want to do is get a feel for, one, how quickly the pollution builds, one, whether it disperses once you actually stop doing that and you put cleaner water in, because what I'm interested in is to see how the pollution spreads across the water and if it spreads up onto land with potential contamination. And another reason is that if I come up to here, it'll be easy to explain to you in this context, is that it's becoming apparent that trying to do a hard start with just vanilla buildings is going to be incredibly difficult, simply because trying to make a million rubles go with all the other buildings like courthouses and prisons to be put in to keep everything working and keep your loyalty up is I think it's not actually going to be viable. In fact, I think Bill Joe has already kind of hinted in one of his live streams, said that it's virtually impossible to start on a hard start with 1 million now. And that, of course, means that with water added, that if you've got to build a chemical plant to deal with the foul water, that's going to put an additional cost, because chemicals are never cheap. And so another reason why I wanted to test dumping untreated water was simply down to the fact that I want to see how quickly, if you have a small starter town like this, I know strictly it's not a starter town, I think because it's got a population of about 2,000, how long you could get away with just dumping untreated sewage into the water before you needed to actually upgrade it and put a treatment plant in. So that's a test that I do want to do. In fact, I want to do quite a lot of tests with this this series, and some of them will be a little bit destructive is putting it politely. Let's get back down to here. And one of the biggest tests is going to be the verifying the new traffic system. So because I think you really need a big economy to understand the effects of traffic flow through areas, especially when you've got one like this which isn't particularly well designed, because that will affect the future design of maps. So that out of the way, what else can somebody also mentioned, thank you game, footpath. Someone asked about footpath layout, and I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want this to be a tutorial on building footpaths, but an important thing to remember with footpaths and roads is that if you click on a building like this, you will see that I think the rough distance someone can walk is about 400 meters. I think this 398 is just about right on the limit, but that distance is directly affected by the speed that people can walk. So like here we got asphalt roads and gravel footpaths, which is 112%. But of course, if you've got a town or city laid out with mud roads and mud footpaths, you can see here that the walking speed is only 60%. So there's a shortening of the distance that residents can actually walk. The other important thing to remember is that the walking distance is not a radius, it's the distance they actually physically walk down all these individual roads. So one thing I found that when laying out footpaths is it pays to put in quite long straight footpaths which have a clear path to somebody somewhere. So for example, you've got this footpath coming down here, which will allow people to come to the social centre, and also like this footpath network here, although I've still got some mud roads here, which will connect to the shops. In fact, there's a good example there that we've got this footpath running right through, because I think if you put in a too convoluted footpath structure, that actually just adds unnecessary distance to the walking distance. Actually, see if I can get an example here. So if I show you here, you can see that they can get out to 390 here, and I'm not sure if I just put in this little bit of footpath here, we're just going to auto build it. In fact, let me just auto build these sections through here. We're going to kind of disturb the flow, but I've just bought it with dollars. Never mind. We're going to be in this video, we're going to be possibly setting up a dollar export route. So if I just build those through, and then what you'll see is, see the way it's changed with the way of the footpath. In fact, it looks like it's actually shortened it by putting those little bits of footpath in. So this is one of the problems when you design footpaths. We seem to have lost it there. It could be down to the fact that this is yeah, we can see it's took a little while to get sorted out. But you can see the actual distance doesn't change, but at the same time you can improve the way people actually travel. Now the next question, I had to go and think about it, and I actually had to go and look at one of my old save games for this, because somebody asked me about the fact that I've got a population of nearly 65,000 and I don't seem to have many farms for supplying the food, and I actually agree with that, because I did look at my divided series, which had a population of 78,000, and that seems to have fields everywhere. So what I've been doing is I've been comparing not population statistics, is actually the amounts of crops and food that I've got distributed across my actual whole network. And what you'll see there is that I've got 1,250 tons of food, of which 1,000 odd is in buildings, and there's about 114 tons in transit. Now, what I've noticed is that, because even despite the fact we are running out of crops, I've still got reasonable supplies of food in here and up here in there. And of course, what's distorting the figures slightly is that I've got quite a big pile of food stored in here. So wow, it's dropping down. So okay, we need to look at that. But you can see and a lot of my crops are actually up here. And when I compared that with my divided series, what I seem to have in these stats is I had a really large quantities of food stored in buildings across the map. And when I actually looked at those buildings, I often found that they were warehouses delivered by under the old manual rail system, and some of them were really chock-a-block full of lots of food, because the train was running backwards and forwards dropping off food, and other parts of the map it was very thin on the ground. And so what I think is making everything a little bit more efficient is the rail distribution offices. And I think this is where is something that's going to change the game quite dramatically, actually, because I think going forward, and this is something I certainly want to explore in more detail, is what you probably need is distribution offices like this, completely dedicated to supplying, say, food and clothes, or maybe one doing completely food, and like I've set up over here, one with a primary focus on clothes, because it's near the clothes center. I think the other key factor, and that will come in if I can keep the series going long enough and they don't drop the new update, would be having a distribution office right next to a major food production or production area in general, because what you want the trains to be able to do is effectively run a just-in-time system, which will ensure that what food and crops you've got are being just evenly distributed to those work centers and keeping those centers busy. And just to cap this bit off, what I've noticed over here in Stilton, if I come in here, what you'll see is that that Stilton keeps running out of food at the moment, which is causing some occasional food shortages here in winter. But what you got is the food coming into here. And I think this is a good example of how the new distribution offices works. I mean, if I was doing, because if I look at my divided series, this is a potentially serious situation in the sense that that having no crops here, eventually what would happen is this would compound. These shops would run out of food, and then there'd be then you'd get a population collapse. So I think the rail distribution offices is just making the distribution a lot more efficient than it was before, and I think that is probably a lot longer introduction than I actually intended to do. But I'll be very interested in your opinions on that, guys, because what I what and what I'll be interested in is very much, and I'll be very interested in your opinions on what you think. If you do you think, and I'll be very interested if the on your opinions on whether you think the food distribution offices are making a difference. See here, see this guy's just brought in 7.4 tons of crops into here. Not crops, sorry, food. And of course, what will happen is that these guys are responding immediately to send out the food to the stores. So what you're getting is this just-in-time supply system. Anyway, that is the so I'm going to stop here now before I start talking any longer. What I'm going to do, so what I'm going to do now is just go on to what's been going on in this series. I've got the gravel is still a problem. In fact, I think if I come up to over here, you'll see that we've got a little bit of a traffic jam. Oh, no, it's gone. But at the moment, because of the problems I had with the gravel down here, over here, is the distribution offices are taking a little while to kind of correct the imbalance. And what I'm thinking is that I just want to check my distribution offices and to see whether, oops, oh, the map's getting so big now. Actually, someone actually did post a comment about the fact that the performance, and I agree with their observation that building a massive cities does really degrade the overall performance of the does degrade the overall performance when you go does degrade the overall performance on against of the game. So I think having dispersed cities is going to be quite important. As I also think that possibly dispersed cities will also be a little bit more beneficial with respect to how can you say, I also think dispersed having a lot more smaller cities will also make managing the water supply a little bit more better. I just want to make sure, because this is the one that's doing the gravel distribution, and I think, oh no, we've got a spare train here, but we don't have any. I think I'm going to buy some more gravel wagons or hopper cars. We just come in here. Where's the hopper cars? There they are. Just going to buy some more of these because I think the problem at the moment is these really need to get out and start to fill up the hoppers. 50%. Where's the gravel? 60%, 100%, 60%. So we got 3 gravel stores here. Right, this one's coming back in. We'll just see what he's doing. He should go back out again. Nope. I think one of the downsides of the distribution offices is that once it seems to assign a task to one drop-off point, it doesn't seem to be able to kind of allocate second trains. And I guess we're getting a bit of a build up here, but which is slow my construction up. But that is the way it is. Now, on the plus side, we've now got this area here finished. So what we're going to do is we'll just open this up for workers. I'm not sure what the unemployment situation here is. Yeah, we've got a fair amount of unemployment here. And the train set is now ready. So we're going to Oops, no. I thought the train set is ready. Yes, it is. I just didn't. I thought I'd sent it to the depot. So we're just going to do that. And of course, another thing with when the water update drops, I need to build up a working capital. So that's something else we do need to consider. Just going to keep the game up a little bit. And come here. Hopefully this is going to work. I must admit, I'm a little bit nervous about this elevated section. Actually, let me just do this. I've just realized I haven't signaled it either. Just put that there for the moment. Put you over there. Oops. Yeah, there's a little bit of a drop through there. Go back to slow speed again. Or normal speed, not slow speed. I don't think I need this little connection here. Remove you. And we're going to need to look at the signals. Now, hopefully, what I'm looking for, I doubt if you guys can actually see them, but there's little dots where I built the sections up. Now, if you can cast your mind right back to when I actually built this elevated railway line, I actually deliberately built it in short sections to get some positions for the signals, because you get the positions for the signals from where the track joins. I'm sure there was another one in here, but oh no, there's some there. Oops, wrong way. Up there. Must be. It's a little bit difficult to see. Dots. Okay, they might not have there, so what we have to do is put. Well, come on, don't do this to me, game. Put you there, and then we'll put next signal. Let's just have another quick look. I'm sure there was. Oh, there they are. There's one. Right way round. Oh, there's another one there. So it can be a little bit difficult to see them against the background. There's another one just there. Right. I think that is it. As I say, I remember deliberately building this in short sections to get those signal points in. Right, so if we go to here, oops, we should be able to do is release that. First stop is unreachable. What have I done wrong? Okay. Let me just see. 1, 2. There it is. Ha! I'm always doing things like that. Back to here. Right, and we'll have a little bit of a follow. Just to make sure he picks up. Must admit, it's one thing, element that I am enjoying with this stage in the series is that I'm getting a little bit more time to kind of stop and follow trains and look at things in detail, because I am literally waiting for all the construction offices to catch up. Just come through here. Of course, we've got a little bit of a log jam here. I didn't really plan this very well. We should be able to go off here. Possibly split that track a little bit. And come all the way around here. Look at that. It's absolutely awesome. I think I'll be building elevated railways a little bit more going forward in the future. There we are. Pick up a nice big bunch of passengers. Look at that. 110. Wow. And then we'll go up and through. I think that's an awesome shot. Be a bit like that. Oh, he cut him up. And then we'll come here. And of course, what that should do is put this big pile of workers into there. Actually, I've just noticed something as well. We should start getting a few more workers into here. What I could probably do with is put an half link there. And actually... maybe like that. And get the... these guys should be able to... they've already picked it up, that's good. Get that built. I just want to check my trains. What I've done here is, because we finished that bit there, what I've got now is the two trains here. Oh no, it's only one of them working on this road up here now. So you've got to there, and oh, why are you doing that? Okay. We'll put you on that route there. Now this is going to be a little bit more tricky because again, signal wise, these guys are going to share track, which means that they're not going to be as efficient as they should be. What I really need to do is extend the crossover out. And in fact, what I do need to get built is this here. So we're going to have to put the helicopter crew on that, because the train won't go over here until this is actually built. So what we need to do is get this built, and then what I want is one train, one construction train working out this way and one working across this way. So, and what I've actually done is I've sent the other not into this area. What I've done is that the third construction train is here, but you can see they've got no power supply at the moment, and they've also got no what we call it, other material goods. I think what I am going to do is we're going to be a bit cheeky here, and because I really would like this running, we're going to put a wind. Come on, games, you can do it. We're going to put a wind turbine in here. Let's see, because this is only a... So get that there. Okay, we'll... Oops, don't want that. Get the... ambulance has not arrived. Oh. We've got some gravel out here, because our trucks have been delivering this out here. What we do need out here also is a distribution office to try and push some steel, and what we need is, to begin with, is we need gravel, prefabs and steel. It's a long way out, and I'm wondering if we could get a, what we call it here. Actually got a vehicle depot out here. Didn't know that. Let me just see. We actually need a distribution office out here, don't we? What we got here? What are you guys doing? You've actually got a little bit of capacity, and you've got trucks sat there doing nothing. So what we can do is start to get you delivering prefabs to here. Let's make sure we set this. Don't want piles of them. 40, I think 42 tons of prefabs. If we set that to 60% to get started, and what we need now is to deliver some steel. It's going to be a very cumbersome. Right, let me just pick up here. Who is moving? Yeah, doing the prefabs. Let's go see what you're doing. So you've got some trucks here which have got steel and bricks. Okay. And what we're going to do is get back out to here. Hopefully we'll be able to add you to that. And we can add you to there. And you can unload steel and bricks. Yeah, we'll just reduce the bricks down a little bit. We've got bridges to build out here anyway. And what we can do then is, once this is operational, this guy's on auto detect, so he can quite happily do his own thing out here. Keep getting images, keep getting messages over my here. So we really need to get this helicopter platform finished so that we can get workers in from there. And on that point, that was the we built our 2 new blocks here, and we've got there. It says we've got problems with sport, but how's the sport situation? This is cinema. Yeah, let me just see. I think sport always takes quite a long time to get in there. I just want to make sure these guys can. Oh, you can't get to there. Your paint. You can. You can't. Is there any way that we can? You can get to here, which is 329. So what you really need is some way that you can get up to here and get onto this main road here, isn't it? They're coming up here and into here. Then again, can you get to the other? Yeah, you can get to this platform, so maybe we can split the load between them. Yep. And I think maybe we can put in, because we got our new courthouse here. Looks like we've actually fixed the problem with respect to here. So what we're going to do is just get rid of you. I think we'll just sell these police cars. I don't think there's I mean, the cost is minimal, so we'll just sell that, and that. Knock this down. And we'll just get rid of this road here. I think we could probably get another residential building in here. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be building vanilla ones, aren't I? 179. I think that'd be nice to get one of these in. We put it that. Okay, we'll just put that in there. I think we can get away with a gravel road there. We only need the one road connection. We'll just accept that. And again, returning to the theme of footpaths. I don't want that. I want footpaths. Sorry, game. We can put a footpath through to about there, and maybe to there. And okay, we're just gonna Got no idea at the moment how busy my various crews are, but that will get some more workers into here, which will support the process of actually building up our what we call it. We got lots of gravel out here. Looks like we've built our first uranium mine. That's pretty good. We've got that going. That doesn't have a footpath connection. Of course, the path goes in the wrong direction. Oh, you can do it. So we need to get that built. Because of course I didn't put the footpath in because I wanted to build this road in one long section. In fact, these guys have done phenomenally well. There's no road connection here. You out to there. Anything else that doesn't have a road connection? You've got a road connection. We don't want to connect that up because we may need to knock it down. Not worried about the second bauxite mine. This looks like it's we gotta put a road through to there, haven't we? So that should get picked up. Road. No footpath here. Need to get that kind of planned as well. Get that planned in there. Eventually we can run a footpath up to there. Got there. Probably do a connection to there, which means we'll need to do a connection to there. Probably come out like that. Just build that in there. Oh, so many things to do, so many things to do. Right, we're now in the middle of the harvest season. I just want to go down and see how my our new farm is going. Ideally, I need this to be. Oh, it's all finished. It's all the farm is finished. Right, we need to get a fuel supply into this. Here we are, guys. Your job is to deliver fuel there. 100%. Now my, what we call it over here, right, what are we building now? Building covered holes because we're going to need covered holes to move stuff. Now, I think what we're going to do is just, we need to get the tractors out to here. We've only got 6 slots, so get the tractors out to here. Actually, I'm just going to slow back to normal, please. It's going to cause a little bit of traffic congestion, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'll get you there. Returning to the early discussion on crops, I have noticed that these new farms seem to be a little bit more efficient than their predecessors. Get you there. Did I send you? Yep, this workplace is full. Where are you then? What's up with you? Yep. So they're going to take a little while to trundle all the way out to up here. Now, one thing we do need to get built, got this small distribution office. Is that being picked up? Get you working on these. You can give the assist, and we'll also need that built there. So we got this area running reasonably well. I just want to do a little bit of a food check. Be 99% satisfied. Really looking forward to the new overlays in the new update so that you can see the satisfaction. We're obviously getting a bit of a food problem here. We just had another delivery of 19 tons of food here. So we're kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit here. Again, I'm not overly concerned. You can see here, this is where the just-in-time system is working. That we got trucks delivering the food, but of course the food is going out as soon as it's been arrived and consumed. So this is very much the state I'm in at the moment. But as I think at the moment there's not a train waiting too long. Where are you? Oh no, you're just delivering the coal and iron. Right, I think we're getting into a situation now where we're going to need another coal train, because at the moment I've only got the one coal train here running, which has got using 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we're going to need another coal train here. Actually, what are you building? You've got 3 here. I think you're the only template I've got at the moment, and I can't really afford to buy another template. Because what I would like to do is, yeah, it's going to cost me 100 million. And then we're here, electric locomotive. It's going to cost me 7 million. And then we're going to wagons 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And then you're gonna come to here, pick up coal, deliver it to here, unload coal, wait until unloaded, and then we'll just come up here, and that will get second coal train in here. Before I had that disaster with the disappearing train mod, I did have 2 coal trains operating on this line anyway. Let's just see. I don't think we've got any supply problems here. Let me just get back to the gravel up over at Knife Edge to see if we're actually getting ahead now. Yeah, so we've kind of fixed the production. What we need to do now is actually sort out the supply. Actually, just have a quick look at my... okay, they've got a few jobs to keep them going. They got lots of jobs here. So, yeah, so what I need to do now is actually try and improve the overall supply, because at the moment my... what we call it is we need to bulk up these supplies of gravel. In fact, I've just had an idea. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is where is it? This is going to be an emergency supply. We're going to buy another train. Should we get the right one? Buy some wagons. We're going to buy 1 2 3 4 5 6 there. And what we'll do is come to over here. You're going to pick up from here, because I think the rate my construction is going at the moment, I don't think the distribution offices are ever going to get enough gravel out to do anything. So what I'm going to do is, I think we'll go for, this is going to be the key one. So you're going to come here, you're going to deliver gravel. We've got 2 connections here, so we won't mess up the wait until unloaded. Okay, just gonna, what that will do is that train will kind of just keep mindlessly going backwards and forwards, filling up the overall track. There he is there. While he's running out, see, they're kind of filling this one up. They're getting there slowly but surely. I think this train will be able to help the distribution offices catch up, keep the gravel flowing. And then, of course, what we can do is once the distribution offices have got themselves going, we can send him back to a depot. And then maybe what we could do is use it to support the food situation. So we got another train. See, look, just in time. It's great. See, now it's getting ahead. And this is why I think it's very important to have dedicated, what we call it, dedicated distribution offices. And that's certainly a key lesson I'm going to take away from this series, is to have distribution offices that have a primary role shifting a certain key role. It goes that have a primary role shifting a certain product. Now the next thing I want to do is we're just gonna, we got, how much steel we got in here? 167 tons of steel. Who is delivering steel to here? Let me just see. What are you delivering here? You're delivering mech components. 100%. Okay, good. What we're going to do now is we're going to push up this to 225, because I should now be getting a nice steady supply of steel coming in here. We've got the coal. Just need the workforce. Just check the workforce in here. Yeah, I mean, it's not brilliant. We're going to need more actual, train sets over here. So how are you doing? Get a nice steady flow of workers in here. This footpath. Oh, what's up this guy? A short of gravel again. Build those helicopters. As I mentioned in the beginning, this video is going to be a bit shorter than normal, and I've already had somebody look around the corner and point at their watch, so that means a hint that don't dawdle anymore. So just to finish this up, we're going to see if we can get a little bit of exports to NATO. So we can get rid of this. Thank you, game. Then we got that there. Remove these at the moment, and I think we're putting one of them there. We're just it's got to go that way. This has got to come in this way. This one's already been done. That's got the wrong signal on it. One's got that one, that one's got that one. That one's been done. I'm not going to put massively long trains on this line, so oops, can't place the semaphore. And you're going to come out that way. You're going to go that way. We're going to go that way. And you're going to come onto this line, isn't it? You're going to come that way. That's right, isn't it? Yep. Put 2 times in there. You in there. And again, we're going to have to... Oops. That's because there was a node already there. The game doesn't seem to like putting these in if there's an existing node. So it's a little bit close together, but okay, we'll just move that up a little bit. Get rid of you and you. So that's that split. one more. And then, yeah, we're not going to have that many trains running out here. Oops. Okay, well, you running in there. Okay. You can go there. You can go there. You can go there. But you... Oops. You there. You come out that way. And then I think for the moment we'll just put in like that. I think that will work. We've got 89 million, so we can very quickly put in by a train here. There's no power supply, but we should be okay. Wagons, and what we want now is open cars. I think to start with, we're only get about 3. And then we'll come to here. We pick up steel. It's got to be, say, over 60%. Go to 70, just check. Yeah, it's up to 225 because I don't want to kind of dump vast quantities of steel out. And this is just to make a little bit of cash, just to get our dollars up, just in case I need a dollar template. That's really why I'm doing it. You're going to come there. And then we'll scoop very quickly. And there we are. And just to finish the video up, we're going to play trains again. Make sure this line is working. Look at that. He's cut him off again. Right, we may need to possibly split the track here so it's a bit more efficient. And it's going to come in here, up through here. Well, just see how much the value of his cargo is going to be in steel. Exporting to, wow, it's a lot further down here than I thought it was. So, wow, like he's going to steal all the steel. Because I suppose because I've gone past the point, he's going to go straight through and we got all the extra wagons. It's not that much of a problem, to be honest. It could be a problem, but what we may have to do is remove some of his wagons if he's going to do this. And we've got what's that? 1.9 million in dollars. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this guy. I can't have him constantly coming backwards and forwards, grabbing vast quantities of steel every time that built up. What we may have to do is increase the capacities a little bit more, take away some of his open wagons, so that he can't really pick up 207 tons. Actually, just we go by, we'll just have a quick sneak peek. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I think 3 wagons, maybe 2. So we'll just make sure that this is running okay. Comes into here. And there we are. Look at that. We've made a fortune. This rate, and with the amount of exports for steels like this for dollars, it might be easier to just get the dollar templates for vehicles and trains. Right guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we're going to continue trying to get more and more out of our economy, letting it grow fairly slowly until such time as I've caught up with a lot of this construction. And then hopefully what we can do after that is start planning our new chemical town and of course nuclear city. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.